Hello and welcome again. In the previous video, we have designed this awesome dashboard. Actually, you can see when you hover, then the dashboard menu are hovering with a colors. Okay, we just designed that, and in this video, actually, we are going to do the list thing on the dashboard. This is user dashboard, obviously, so when you are just clicking any of this page, it will redirect to a page. Right now the enrolled course is not available, so that's why it's empty. But if you select this my select, then you can see on courses is added. If you go back to the home page, for example, let me go back to the home page, and if I just try to add another one, for example, let me try to add this on. So it's selected successfully, and if it's selected successfully and go back to the dashboard and my select, then here you can see we have two items is selected. We will design this awesome page. You can from here you can just delete any of this selected course, and you can obviously click this pay button to pay, or you can just click this checkout to just check out the multiple items at once. When you are just paid for course, then you can just check your payment history on this page. Right now we didn't pay anything, so that's why it's not showing. And the next option is we will have to make a application form. Here you can see I just simply just define a text input field so that we can just keep it simple, but here you can just create a full form so that anyone can apply as an instructor. Then you can collect this and send to the admin. Okay, so that would be the best thing. And what if we just try to click this checkout, then we will have a card pay button, and if you pay, then this payment will paid, and you can just then get your course on the my enroll section. Okay, so let's do this. So firstly, when you click my enroll, what we will have, it will redirect to a new page. If you click here, you can see the enrolled classes, and this page is not yet created. So that's why we will have to define a route first. So from here, let me close this page, and we can also close all of this stuff. We will go to the route page. So where is actually route? If I just close everything from here, so all of this is closed now. And what we will do, actually we will go to the routes, and then this is route page, and here you can see we're defining a student routes here. So if you are just defining a student's route here, what the thing you have to do, you have to define a page. For actually for this page, you can just define this thing. Okay, and then here you have to define a path. I hope you already know how we can just do this. So this is enrolled class. After then you will have to define a element. So the element will be enrolled class. So where we can just define enrolled class, so that would be on pages, then dashboard, then here is students, and inside this students we can just define enrolled. You can just create a folder for the enrollments. So enroll, and inside these folders you can create a new file that would be enrolled classes. Okay, .jsx rfce, and instead of this, actually you can import the enrolled classes here, enrolled classes components here. Okay, so enrolled classes components is here right now if you check, then you can see enrolled classes components is showing at the top. So we will have to design this, but before that, what we can do actually, so here still we don't have any data on my selected. So we can have, firstly obviously we can create the pages for my selected, because if we don't have data, how we design this section? Okay, so that's why I am going to move to this section, my select, and we will also create a route for this obviously. So let's create a route for this. Here we'll define another route. Let me format this code. Here we will have curly braces, then path, the path will be this route my selected, and here we'll have a element. This element will be a new page that would be selected class. So where we can just create a selected class. Here maybe this is a students. Inside this is students, you can create a new folder or you can directly keep it here. So that would be selected class dot jsx rfce. Oh, it's actually not showing rfce. For the error, so it's maybe the error for the extension. Let me create the components manually. That would be selected class equal a function, then we will have a arrow function. We will return something from here, for example a div, and that would be selected. If you have idea, you can simply do it. You don't believe the extension, so selected classes, and here you have to export it. So export default these selected classes. Okay, so I think this component is okay. We can have to render it here. So that would be selected class. Okay, so let's back. If you click, then it's selected class. If you click my enroll, then enroll class, then we will obviously can design those two pages. Okay, let's create the payment history page. Here this is the payment history, so we'll copy this path, and from here we'll have to define another route. So that would be path, and here we'll define my payments, and for it the element will be my payments history, or you can just name it anything. So that's why here on this student dashboard we can create a folder. So this folder will be payment folder. It's a large project, so obviously, so that's why I'm just doing everything. So this is payment folder. Inside this payment folder we will have a history or payment history. So inside this history we will have this my payment history dot jsx, or you can simply keep it payment history. Okay, rfce is still the error. Maybe it's for the extension. I'm sorry for that. Let me fix it. Okay, so this error was for the extension. I think we'll have to restart it, then it will be fixed. Okay, but right now let me define the element. So that would be my payment history. Okay, obviously, let's check it. So my selected payments, okay, obviously it's working, and the last one is apply for the structure. So that is the route. So we'll copy this, and here we will have to create another route. So this is the last one, path, and here will be apply structure and then elements. So these elements will be something like as a structure. So where we'll just create a folder. In this student folder we will have to create a folder that would be apply, and inside this apply folder we will create as structure structure.jsx file, and here rfce. Okay, right now it's not getting error, and here we will input at structure. Okay, so all the routing is done. You can see when you click dashboard, this page is showing. When you click enroll class showing. We have my selected page, we will have payment history, we will have apply selected. When the path is selected, you can see the color is rendering based on the path. So I think you have great idea how we can just render this thing. Okay, so if you have this at first, we can design this my selected. So my selected page will be similar like this. So that is very convenient. So that's why we'll just make this page first. So let's do this. To make this page fast, here we will divided the whole content in two sections. Maybe it's the columns 8 columns, and it's maybe 2 or 4 columns. Okay, so let's do it. What pages we will start doing? So here, at first on this page we will define current users. We will get the current users. So const, here we will have to define the current users from use user hook. So from here you can see this hook is on this folder, use user hook, and from here we will just get this current user. So we can just close all of this stuff for now. Let me keep it only the selected classes. Okay, here we will just get this. After then, what we will do, we will just also define a loading. So that would be const loading and set loading. That would be a use state hook. So that would be use state hooks from React, and it would be by default true. Okay, so after then what you have to do, you have to define the another hook. So that would be for the const classes, set classes, and that would be empty classes. Here, as we implement pagination, here you can see we will have the pagination. When you have more than 4 or 5 things, 5 items, then it will move to the second page. So as we implement pagination, so that's why we'll also define this. Obviously const paginate data equal to set paginate. It's also a use state hook. After then we'll define const, and that would be page, that would be set page, and here we'll have to define use state, and that would be by default 1. So the default page will be 1. Then we will have items per page. So we will have const item per page, that is 5, and here we will calculate the total page. So the calculation is that const total pages equal, here we will call math function. So math dot seal, then we will call the classes. So these classes, actually we will call these classes dot length. So as it's an array, you can see this is an array, so we can just simply get the length, and after then we will divide it total items per page. Okay, so this is the thing. After this, what we will have to define, we can just define navigation. So const navigate equal use navigate from React routers DOM. And finally, here we can also need exeos secure. So that's why const exeos secure. So maybe the spelling, let me correct the spelling, equal use exeos secure. Okay, so that is the thing. After then, we will have to design the thing. So here we can just call a use effect hook. So use effect hook, here we will have a empty dependency, and here we will have a anonymous function. Let me define something like this. Then we will call the exeos secure. Then as we are getting data from the cart items, so that's why we will call the get. And here if you check the backend, so here is the backend folder, you can see. Then inside this backend index.js, which route we would like to get. So to get, maybe we can just get the cart So where is the card? So this is enroll classes, admin starts, payments info. We don't need this. Actually, we need card, and that would be this route. Okay, we wanna get this route, so that's why we will just copy this route and let me get it here. So that would be something like this. We will have a template string, and then we will have this. So we need the email. From where we'll get this email? So we'll get this email on this current user. So here we are getting current user, so that's why here we'll define $, curly braces, and then we will get current users dot email. Okay, so if you get this, then we will have a then block, and we will have a dot catch block. So catch, and here if we have any error, then we can just set a error. So that would be, so let me just define console log error, then that would be error. And finally, what you can do, we can just do it to this line. So let me format this code. Here we can just take a curly braces, so that we can make the set loading true, set loading, sorry, false. Okay, so after then inside this then block, what we'll have to do, we will receive a response, and then we will define it using this set classes. So where is set classes? So this is set classes. We will call it and make it response dot data, response dot data. Okay, and then we will just remove the set loading false. Okay, so by default set loading okay, and when this is done, then it will be set loading true. Okay, so when the loading is working, what we will do, we will check if loading, then we will define, will return a loading div. So I am just defining a loading div here. It's simply showing loading, but you can also show the other stuff. Let me try again. When you click this selected, by default, let me try again. So click this selected, yeah, selected. Let me refresh it. It's getting an error. Why? Actually the error is for because we can use a conditional checking. So we will use this conditional checking so that it will work. If you refresh now, it will not showing any error. Let me try again. Okay, it's not showing any error. Look, I hope you understand how it's going to work. So if you have this data, if you have the data, then you can simply show it. Okay, so to show it, let's do a little bit work. So here on this div, actually inside this div, instead of this, we can simply take a new div, and inside this div actually we can take a h on tag, and that would be selected class. So that would be, we can just define it, selected class. Okay, and here we can apply some css. So that would be text for excel, then we will have text center, then we will have font bold, and here on this div actually we will have class name, and we can define my6. Okay, so let's check it. Here selected classes, and similar to this, but we can just edit the text a little bit, and maybe here we can just apply some color. So that would be a class of text secondary color. So we'll apply a class name and that would be text secondary. Let's check it. So here is the thing, and we can just move it to the center position. Why actually not moving it to the center position? Maybe how we can fix it? Text center is not working. We can just apply this class to here. It's still not working. We can inspect it and check. Let me, this is the full width, it's not taking the full width. So that's why here on this div, let me try to width 100% and let me, okay, it's still not working. Thanks. So here is an issue. Actually we will have to define width, so that would be 100%. So right now here is the issues. Actually we will have to go back to the dashboard layout. Where is dashboard? So this is dashboard layout. We will don't have anything here. So this is dashboard, and where is our layout? So maybe this is routes, this is layout, and here we will apply this, but here we didn't apply anything. So that's why we will have to add some CSS. What CSS we can apply here? So let me define class name, and here we will have to apply classes something like this. So that would be a screen. Then we'll have overflow y-axis equal, sorry, y-axis equal auto or something like this. Then px will be 1, sorry, px will be 8, and flex will be 1, something like this. Let me check it, refresh this. Okay, now this, after applying the classes, after applying these classes, it's actually moving to the center position. You can see this, now it's on the center position. Okay, so I think you can understand how we can fix these styling issues. Now we can see it's on the center position. Okay, so you can just complete your own designing. I don't have any recommendations. I just show you the functionality. So after doing this, what you have to do, you have to render the classes. So for this, actually let's back to the selected classes, and here if I format this code, so this div is the header, and after this div we will have another div, and here we will define the class name. So that would be AC screen, and we will add py 8, okay, something like this. Inside these, actually we'll have a div with class name of container. Here this is container, and then we'll define mx auto, that means it will be centered, and we'll apply px4. After this div, what you have to do, you have to define a JSON tag. So that would be something like this. Let me check it. Here you can see you will have shopping cart. We will need this text, so that's why here we can just define h2. We will apply this with some classes. You can apply based on your classes. Styling is on your style. Okay, I don't focus on styling. Okay, so let me check it. this shopping cart. Here we can just define something like this, a colon. So after this h2 tag, we will have a div. Inside this div, we will have actually two div. We'll have actually two div. Let me copy this. So first div will have, let me define class name. We will have a medium width. So on medium devices, the width will be w 3 by 4. And on the second div, actually, on the second div, we will define mdiv w 1 by 5, or something like this. And these will be fixed, and that would be right 3, something like this. So if you just do here, you can see nothing, but let me define left, and that would be right. Okay, let's check it. So this is left, this is right, similar like this. This is left container and this is right container. And you can see this, how it's going to work. Okay, so let's design this, but here we'll have to define flex. So in this actually div, we will define class name, we'll define flex. By default, flex will be column on small devices, and on medium devices that would be flex row. And then we will apply some gaps, so that would be 4. Okay, so that is the thing what we're going to do. So if you have done this, then the next section is we will have to design a table, something like this. So here this is left. Let me add comment. Right div, and this is left div. Okay, so in this left div, we will have a table, something like this table. We will create this table. So for these, actually, we will have a div, then we will define some background color. So that would be busy white. Then we will have rounded LG. Then we will have shadow MD. And finally, we will have P of 6 and MB will be 4. After these, actually, after this, what we'll have to do, we'll have to take table. So that's why let me take table tag, and this table width will be full. So class name will be w full. Inside this table, we will have table head. So t head, table head, and table body. Body. Okay, so inside this table head, what you will have to include, you will have to include tr. So table row, this is table row, and here we will have tas. So tas will be, first one is hash. If you check, here is the hash. Then we will have product. So we can just add some classes. So the classes will be text left. Then we'll have font semi-bold, something like this, and we can copy it for multiple times. So let me control shift and alt and down arrow to copy it for multiple times. The first one will be hash, then the second one will be, so here we will write product, then the third one will be prices. Here we will include prices, then date, and finally here will be actions. Okay, so let's check it. Hash, product, price, date, actions. Okay, so after these, actually, so this header section is done. Now we'll have to design the body sections. So here on inside this body, we will have, let me add a gap and we can add a comment. So table body, and inside this table body, what we will do, we'll have to define a curly braces, and here we'll check if this table length, so sorry, if this class length is greater than 0, class length is equal 0, then here we can just do conditionally. So here it will be conditionally. So for example, we can just show a div. So maybe we can write define no classes, otherwise we will have to define something like this. So that would be classes available. Okay, let me check it. Here classes available because the cart is not empty. So if you check here, actually on MongoDB, here is users, you can see the last users is your assistant, and if you check the cart page, then you can see the cart items are added. There are some cart items, total 5 cart items, so these users has maybe 3 cart items. Okay, so that's why it's class available. So I think you can just design based on your styling. So when the cart is not available, you can just show something like this. You can just show this, actually no class found, otherwise class available. If the class available, here we can just simply look, we can simply conditionally just render something here. So let me just do this. We can just define, instead of this div, we can just define classes dot map, and here we will have item and index. We will have item and index, and then a arrow sign. Here we will simply define a table data. So, or you can just return it. So let me just define it different way. So I am just removing it. So this is map. Okay, so this is map. We are getting index and items. Here we can simply define curly braces, and here we can just return a new div. This div will be of table data. So td, let me define td, and inside this td we will have index number. So index, so that will be curly braces, and that is actually, if I just do it, that would be index idx. Okay, so let's check it. Here you can see on products, so that is index number. No products available. Let me try it. No products available. Yeah, on 2, that means 2 products available. But if you do it, you can just calculate it a little bit way. So that would be simply here, after this curly braces, you can just define let index page something like this, and then you can just call it by this way. Instead of this, here you can just call it. So let me try it. So it's actually rendering no class found. It's actually loading. Go back to the home page. Let's go back, dashboard selected. Yeah, it's actually taking a little time. And here actually on this we can just define table row first. We can just customize it. Tr table row. Inside this table row we'll have table data, and we'll apply some classes. So here that would be key, and that would be items underscore id. Then we can just apply some css, so that would be obviously py4. Okay, so let's check it. Right now it's showing perfectly. Wait, yeah, 1 2 3. That means here you can see one items, two items, three items using these Gmail accounts. These two is different ID, different persons. That's why it's actually working perfectly. So if you have, then you can just design the table. But I have a little time. You can simply do this. You have to td, and then here you can actually define the items name. Let me show it. So items dot name. So from where we are getting it, actually you are getting it from the data. So if you go to localhost 5000 and then slash classes, and if you copy any of this id, then if you try to access this, then you can see here is the all the details. Firstly we can just render the name, so that's why here I'm just defining this name. Then we can just define, look which thing is there. So here name is showing, we have to show the images, then prices. So to show the images, what you will have to do, instead of this, actually we can take a div inside this, or you can just take a span tag, nothing else. So let me try to define a div. Inside this div, I'm just formatting this code. We'll have a img tag. Here we will render the image of the course, so that would be items dot, and here let me check, that is image. We will apply some classes, so that would be class name is 16, w16, then mr4. Okay, so let's check it. So this is showing, you can see all the images is showing. After then you can just show the name, so the name will be a span tag. Inside this span tag we can show items name. Here we can just show the items name. So here is the items name. We can have to style it, so that's why in this div we will apply some classes. So that would be class name, flex, and item center. So if you do this, then you can see it's showing. Okay, so here on this td we can also apply some classes, so that would be py4. Let's check it. Yeah, mask gap is there. Then you will have to show the pricing. It's simply you will have to define a table data. Let me format this code. So we'll have this table data is done, we'll have another table data, and then we will define items dot prices. So if you check, then you can see the price is showing. Okay, then the last thing is we have to define the date. So here let's show the date. So here we will have to define the code. We will check moments, so we will have moments, then we'll have submitted. Let me check if we get any error. Yeah, where moment is not defined, we'll have to use moments. So from where get moments, we have to install it. So let me go to moment npm packages. So we'll have to install it. This is the moment npm packages. We will install it. So copy it. Let me open it. We will have to close this, and then on the front end we will install it. Then after installing it, how to import? This is documentation page. Install moment require. So this way you can have to use import moment from the moments. So we will include this at the top. After then, how to use it actually? To use it actually, this is the format. That format is used here. If you check, let me run this. Here is actually using the format moments, and inside here we have submitted which one submitted date. So the submitted date is here. Actually you can see submitted date, and we will convert it using this code, the format. So if you check this, actually I am not memorizing it, I am just following this. So moment inside this we will pass the submitted date and we will format this. The format option is many different issues, so many different things can be there. If you check the customization, then you will find that. So how you can format using this way? It's simply we define month will be first, then date, and then year. Okay, so if you check here and refresh it, right now it's taking refresh. Wait until the data is coming. So this is actually the date style is showing, and then finally we will have the action button. So the action button will be this true button. You can just design this true button, no worries. So for this actually we'll have to take another td, and inside this td we will have a icons. So the icons will be delete md delete sweep from React icons. Let me do it here. We can keep it inside a button, so that would be button. Inside this button we will keep it. Let me check it here. This is the button. We will have to style it. So for this, on the button we will apply some styling. You can just do it based on your styling, but I am styling this something like this. So this button is done, then we'll have this pay button. So for this actually we'll have to take another button here. So inside this button we'll have to take $sign. So that would be if a $sign. Let me import it. So it's not manually imported. Let me try it. If I dollar, this is not imported. Where is fi dollars? Something like this. We cannot still find it. We can manually add this actually at the top. So fi dollar, it's actually from React icons, so don't worry, you can use any of this. So that would be dollars here. So if you have this included, the here we'll apply some css, so that would be margin right, and on the button actually we will have to define css. So here on the button we will apply something like this. Okay, so right now this two button is there, but it's not on the side by side. So for this actually we'll target their parent div. So that is td div. So here this is, we will apply flex here, so that would be working. So right now these two thing is done, but what you have to do, if when someone click this, then it will delete from here. So that's why we will need to define a one click function on this delete button. So this is delete button. Here we will apply a one click, so that would be on click, and here we will define anonymous functions, and that would be obviously arrow function handle delete, and it will receive items dot underscore id. So as we define it, we will have to make functionality for this. So for this actually, in the at the top, what you will have to do, we will have to define a function. Maybe we can just define a function here, const handle delete, and it will receive an id, then it will do something. For example, let me console the id. Okay, let's try to check it. If I inspect and let me refresh it, it's not showing again. Okay, so if I just hit this delete button, then you can see the id is getting. So this is the product id, here the another product id, it's another product id. You can see the every time it's showing a different product id. So here if the product id is showing, we can just design anything. We can just take a swal sweet alert 2, and from here you can just make sure the confirmations. So for example, when you click, you can see it's actually confirming. Would you like to delete actually? So we'll need this type of thing. So that's why from this we will go to examples, and if you go a little bit bottom, then you will find this is not the thing. Okay, this is the confirm thing. We need this code actually. We'll need this code, and we will, instead of this console log, we'll keep it there. So let me paste it. So if you just do this actually, then you can see if I just click this, so data is not actually, wait, let me back there, click here. Okay, sol is not imported, so we'll have to import it. We use it but not imported. Okay, so right now it's imported. Now you will not get any error. Okay, so this is actually showing. If this is showing, you can, when someone click this yes delete it, then you have to do call a method. So for this actually, here in this, when the confirm is there, we will have to write some code. What we will do, we will just call execute secure, then we will call the delete method as we would like to delete, and here the path will be dynamic path, and this path will be from index.js, and that is delete cart item. So this is the path, we need this path. We'll copy this and again here paste it. Instead of this id, we will have to define dynamic id, so that would be id something like this. Then we will define then block, we will have range curly braces, then we will have a catch error, and here I would like to show you, maybe we can show a error. Let me define c console log error. Okay, so if any error happen, we can just do that, and inside this phrase actually, inside this phrase we can simply, instead of this sol, we will cut this sol and keep it here. Okay, so we will keep this here, but we can just do it with conditionally if you want. So how we can just do it? We can just check if res.data res.data dot deleted count. So deleted count here, deleted count is greater than 0, then you can conditionally do call the swal. So here we cut this swal and keep it in this actually. So if deleted count is greater than 0, if delete is actually happened, then we will go inside this block and then delete it and show the alert message. Otherwise, what you can do, you can just define const new classes, and that would be we will filter classes dot filter method, and here we can just get item, then we can just define item dot underscore id is not equal id, and finally we'll have to set it to the set classes. So that would be new classes. Okay, so I think the delete option is perfectly working. Let me check it. So from here I am just going back to the selected. If you click this, you want to click these delete options. Okay, so I am clicking it, I just cancel it, nothing happens. But if I just click this delete, it's actually maybe deleted, so we'll have to check it by backing it. Yeah, this is deleted, but the refresh is not actually working. So is this functionality is working? So let me, we'll have to think. Okay, I think this is working, so it's actually taking some time. So this, when this is done, then the another is we'll have a handle pay button. So this is the handle pay button, the functionality is the same. We'll have one click, and here we will also receive the same thing. That would be same way. We will have a arrow function handle pay. Here we will have items dot underscore id, then we will copy this, we'll go at the top. So previously here we can just define handle pay, so that would be const handle pay, so it will receive an id, then it will do some functionality. So here the functionality is that at first we would like to define the id const id const sorry, we can just console log the id. Okay, let me check if we're getting the id when the pay button is clicked. Inspect it, remove all. If I click this, let me try again. So time stack query is issues. Maybe let me click this pay button, this id is getting. So if you have the id, then here what we can just do, we can just define const item, and we will have to find the id. So that's why classes dot find method, and here we will get item, then we will have arrow, we'll have item underscore id, we'll have item underscore id equal id, then we will get the prices. So it's actually we're just paying for individual things, so that's why we will get id. So let me console log the price. Okay, instead of this we can just comment out this console log. So let's try. If anyone click this, then you can see the price is here. If this one is, the price is there. Okay, so unauthorized access has happened because maybe the token is expired, so that's why it's actually happening there. But let me just go back here and again try to log in so that the token will back login. Let me try to get here. I'm choosing the accounts, go to dashboard, selected items, and here I think right now okay, so it's actually not showing. So $50. Okay, let me delete this on. Deleted count on, it's actually waiting. So let me refresh it. Okay, so $50 is there. If you have, then next you will have to navigate the payment page. So that's why here we'll apply navigate, and here we'll define a specific path for the payment page. So the payment page path is something like this. So slash dashboard slash user slash payments. So that is the payment page. We will create a new page for the payments, and then here we'll define a state. We'll have to define a state, and we'll have to define a state, and inside this state we'll pass price and item ID. Okay, so if you do this, then your task is done here. Actually on the right side, actually you will have the done the left side, and now we can make the right side code. So for this, actually, where is the right side code? Here we'll make the designing similar like this designing. So similar like this designing. Okay, we'll have to design this type of designing. So for this I'm sorry, actually I will copy the design. It's a very simple design. It's a cart items with some text. Okay, but for now, actually, what if I just take a new div? Okay, I will show you, but I will just do it a faster way. So we'll take a div. Inside this div we will apply some css. I will not write the css for you, so we'll have a css here. Then what can do, we will have a h2. So that would be this h2. This is actually this summary text, this summary text. After then we will have a div. We will have a div with subtotal, and here we will define the total prices. Right now the total price is not defined. Let me define a hard-coded data for now, or maybe here we can just define a hard-coded data for now. That would be $100. After then we'll have another div. So this will be something like this. Here I also use a hard-coded data, $5. Okay, let me check it. Yes, this two thing is there. You can see that you have this two thing. Then we need another thing, so that is actually extra fees. So for this extra fees we will have another div. Let me format this code. I am just skipping the styling. It's simple. You will have a div. Inside this div will have a span tag, and you will apply flex and justify between. Okay, so nothing is actually. After these, actually we'll have a hr. That means a blind break, and we'll define some classes here. So that would be my2. Okay, So after this, actually, if you check, then what the styling is there, you will have a total amounts and checkout button. Okay, so let's define a div. Then this div will be a total amount. So the price is true fixed. We don't have anything here, so I am just defining it $5,000 by default. Let me format this code, and then we will have a button. So after this div, we will have a button, and this button will be checkout. And actually here we'll have some CSS. Let me define, sorry, we'll define some CSS. The CSS will be a little CSS. We will apply CSS here. Okay, so check it, the button is there. Okay, so when someone click this button, it's actually redirecting to a page. So that's why here on this button we'll add a one click, then we'll navigate it. So that's why we will have a arrow function, and inside this arrow functions we will define the payments navigate. So we'll call this navigate. Actually, we'll simply copy this and we'll paste it. Actually, we'll paste it here. So we'll navigating to the user payment page. Then inside this state we will have price and ID. The ID will be items ID will be null, but here as it's a specific ID, so that's why it's a specific ID. And then when you will disable this button, to disable this button, when there is no the price is 0, then you can just disable this. So conditionally that would be when price is greater than or equal 0, then it will be disable. So that is the rules actually. So the price is not defined, we will just make the pricing a little bit fast. Okay, let's back to the top, and we'll have to define the calculation of the prices and other stuff. So that's why after this use effect hook, here we'll define the calculation. So we'll define const, sorry, firstly we'll define the total price. So total price will be total price, and we'll calculate it using reducer. So that's why at first we will call the classes dot then reduce method, and inside this reduce method it will actually receive two things. Firstly will be a function, and lastly will be a second value, so that is 0. Okay, here it will be something like this, a arrow functions. At first we'll define a thing something like this. If you want to check it, I forget the naming. Actually, let me just show you from here. So reduce in JavaScript. Okay, so accumulator function, sorry, it's accumulator function. So firstly it will receive a accumulator function, and secondly it's the initial value. So this is accumulation function and reducer value. So accumulation function receive a accumulator and current value. So this is accumulator and this is actually current value. Okay, so here the calculation will be accumulator plus, will convert it parse integer, then we will pass it to item dot price. Okay, so this is the thing what we will just do it here. So it will be a total prices with the thing. So the total prices, if you have the total prices, you can just paste that on the there. But before that, let me calculate the text tax. Actually, total tax, and total tax will be total pricing. So firstly total pricing will multiply it with a tax amount. So that tax amount will be maybe 0 point 0.01, something like this. And then we will calculate the price. Const price equal total price, so it will be actually tax total price plus total. I do a lot of typing mistakes, so that would be total tax. Okay, we'll copy it here, we'll paste it. Okay, if you have this calculation, then you can just throw it on there. Actually, the first value will be here. This is the first value, subtotal. Here we can just use dynamically, so that would be subtotal will be total price. So let me check the total price. So now subtotal is 50, as the value is 50, so that is subtotal 50. Then we will have here taxes. The taxes amount will be total tax. Then we'll convert it to fixed and we'll define the value of 2. Okay, let's check. It's the total tax. You can change any tax amount there. And finally, extra fees. If you want to add extra fees, then you can apply it. Maybe if you want, then you can add an extra fees or delivery fees. And finally, here on this total, actually it's hard coded, we'll define dynamically. So that would be price dot to fixed, and we'll show it only 2 digit of the decimal points. Okay, so this is done. Actually, this is done. So if you want to add another product, so let me go back to the another product, and here maybe I would like to add this product. So let me click here. It's actually not showing. Is there any error? Clear it. Okay, add it. So if added, go to dashboard. My selected 2 items is here, and right now you can see 50 and 120. That means total 170, and then 170 point with the taxes, this amount. So if you click this, then it will redirect to the payment page. We will have to make the payment page right now. So for the payment page, we'll go back to the router page again, and here we'll have to define another path. So the path will be user payments. So here we'll define path, and the path will be this path. When you just click this checkout path, you will have this path. Let me copy it and paste it here, user payments. And then we'll have to create elements, and then we'll have payment page. So the payment page will be inside this payments. So this is payment. On payment history, we will create a payment page. So that would be payment.jsx. Let me click here. Make sure you're on payment, not history. Then you will create payment.jsx, RAFCE, and let me import it here. Payment. Okay, so right now this is payment page. Go back to the selected items. If you click this pay button, then it will go to the payment page, and again if you click this checkout, then it will go to the payment page. Okay, so if the payment page is showing, let me console out the log out the console. Here is a console. Where is the, maybe it's on here. console.id. I'm just getting a console log. The prices, maybe from where a console log. Here is the price. Let me comment out. Okay, now we will design this payment page. This payment page, to make this payment page, actually we will have to implement Stripe. So we will go to Stripe, and then we will have to sign in. I'm just trying to log into my accounts. You have to create a accounts here. Okay, so if you have a accounts, you can just create a new account. So I will choose this new accounts. From here you will choose your account name. So the account name will be Yoga Master. This is will be demo or something like this. Okay, then click this create accounts. So from here, if you click this, we don't complete this. If you want to get real payment, then you must have to fill up all of this form. You have to fill up the payments. Sorry, you have to fill up this. You have to complete your account. So if you just click this explore, then it will ask why what you would like to receive for maybe accept online payments. Then you will have to continue it. Then you will have to choose your locations. Look the locations. If your country is not listed here, you cannot actually receive payments. So I would like to request it, make sure it's United States. As you are learning it, then you will have to move there. You will have to complete all of these 5 steps, and then Stripe will review, and if everything is okay, then Stripe will approve and you can get the real payments. Okay, you can fill up all of these things, but I don't do that because it's a tutorial basis. I don't show you. Okay, so that's why when you are on there, you will have to go to API keys. Okay, and right now the another task is that you have to understand how you can use it. So that's why you will go to the Stripe. So from here, actually we have to explore the documentation. Let me remove all of these unused thing from here. Okay, so from this we'll go to the documentation. Then you can see different types of thing, but from here if you just click this get started payments, and here you will find how you can just make the things that we are include here. So if you click quick start, then you can see all the code is there. You will have to use this code on your apps. Okay, so look on the server side, we will have to implement Stripe something like this way. We did this, I forget, let me check it. Did we that? So let me go above. Did we implement payments, payment routes? So where is the payments? Maybe I should implement. So let me search it. Payments. Okay, yeah, we implement the things on the server. This is payment intent. So it's on the index.js, and it suggested that you will have server.js. That's it's the name. Actually we'll have to create a payment intent. You can see we have created our payment intent here. I have shown that on the beginner video, so I think you can just check out the specific video if you cannot understand it. So as we'll have complete our backend, we can have to work with the front end. So for this here, actually on the front end, look, it's app.jsx, and here we'll have to create something here. So what we will actually do, at first we need a Stripe promise, and we will have to load this actually. So that's why how you can just do it. We need something like this. We need a API key, and we'll keep it at the top here. Maybe we can just keep it at the top. Why is actually the error is showing? Let me copy it again. We'll copy the whole thing, const Stripe. and we'll paste at the top. Okay, so here we need to paste the our pk test. So is type key actually. Where is our key? So our key is here actually. If you go to the home and then click this API key for the developers, then you can see here is the pk test key. We will copy this and we'll keep it here. Okay, so you can have to secure it, so that's why how you can just do it. Look here, let me close. This is backend and this is front end. Is there, we have already defined. Yeah, here is the thing. We will do a variable here. We'll have to define a variable here, so that would be bit stripe, and here we'll pass the key. So the key will be this key. We'll copy this key. If you click here, then it will be copy and keep it here. So we'll have to define it here on this payment page. So how you can just do this? So you can define it by this way. Let me define const, and the key will be import, or that would be equal sign, import dot meta dot env dot the thing name. So that is type bit underscore stripe. So this is the key, and if you just check the console log of the key, then you can just see that. Let me check it. You're on the payment page. Let me refresh it. Why actually it's not showing? Let me check. Okay, a load stripe is not defined actually. So load stripe is not defined. That means you will have to install a stripe first. So we didn't that. We'll have to copy this. Okay, let me install it on the front end side. Here this is front end. Let me close it, paste it and install it. Okay, then run your projects again. npm run dev. I'm just closing it and we'll have to import it. So the import is this way. We'll have to copy these two things, or you can just copy the first one. Let me copy it and here we will paste it. Okay, so if you do this right now, wait, it's loading. Okay, so the API, the key is not there. It's actually why wait undefined. Why actually undefined? Okay, I misspelled this, so that's why it's actually not showing. Okay, now I think it will show. Yeah, the key is there. So if you have this key, then you can keep it this way. You can keep this way instead of this thing. You can simply replace it by this way, and we don't need this key. Okay, so if you have this, what you can do here, we'll define const. We'll check the location, and we'll get the location from location. We'll get this use location hook, and then what we will do, we'll have to get the prices. The look on the selected here, on the selected class, we actually set the location. If you check this actually state, then you can see the location is on the state. You can just check it by, just let me just show you. If you just clg location, then you can see on the state, you will just get the price. So let me check it, refresh it. Then this is the states of location, and inside this location you will have a state, and you can see the value. The value is here, so it's total 170 value, and if you click there, then you can see the its location, and inside this location on the state you will find the price. So that's why if you just check this, then you can have to define the prices. Let me const price, and this price will destructure it from location, then we will check it using state, then we will get item ID something like this. Let me check it. Is it item ID? So item ID or the prices. So it's actually prices. I just have to change it here. Okay, state dot prices. So this is actually prices. Then we also get the item ID. So let me do this. So we'll get the item ID from the items ID. So here, so this time the item ID is null. Why actually null? Because we just try to just define it here on the location. You can see the item ID is null. That's why this is actually null. But if you just select manual items, so for example, if you click let me clears everything. If you click the first one, then you can see item ID is selected. And if you go to the here, it actually see item ID and the prices. Okay, so if you have this, I hope you understand what we are going to do here. So here we'll check if not prices. So if the price is not there, we can just comment out this. Then we will simply return, and here we'll define navigate from React router DOM. So that would be from where we will write to navigate. We'll define to, that would be something like this. We'll have to navigate to the dashboard, my select page. So if there is no prices selected, we'll navigate to the my selected. So if the price is not there, we'll redirect it to the selected page. Okay, otherwise we'll keep it on the price payment page. Then what we will have to do inside this div, look here. So if you just read the documentation here, we will have this. We will have a div. Inside this div we will have a client secret and other stuff. But here we will have to make a checkout page, but we will customize these a little bit so that we can take another page. Okay, so that is our target. Here we'll apply some classes. We'll apply my, so that would be fruity. Just, and here we'll define this type custom classes. So here we can see this. Okay, and these classes will have to design a payments css. So this css you will get on the this here. Actually you can have to copy this, and we will make a payment.css page. We'll make a payment.css page on this payment, and here we will simply copy this css. You will have to copy this css. So copy this css and you will have to paste it here. Okay, so if you do this, you can see, and we'll have to import it here. So let me import it. So how we can just import it? So to import it, we'll have to define import. Then we'll define dot slash payment.css, the folder name. So that would be payment. So I can just copy this actually. Oh, sorry, I just include it on inside it. I will keep it there. Move update path. Okay, let me keep it, and we'll include it dot slash. Okay, css. We will have to design the sections. So for this, at first we'll call the elements. So if you check the dashboard, so here you can see checkout, and then you can see elements. We will have elements. So where is actually elements? Maybe here actually. Look, we will have the elements. We'll import it from actually Express.js. Let me import it on this. So at first we'll import it these elements, and if we'll have these elements, we'll take these elements, then we'll close it, and inside this you can see we'll have to pass the element secret. We will have to pass the options and its type promise. Okay, so that's why we will simply have to copy it and passed it from here. If you pass it inside here, we'll have a checkout page. So let's create a checkout page on this payment. So this is payment, and here we'll create a checkout page. That name would be checkout page.jsx or checkout payment.jsx RAFCE. Okay, now we'll import it inside here. Check out payments. It's actually not importing. Why actually? Let me try again. Okay, if not importing, let me do it this way. Const checkout payments. Sorry, we'll have to import it. I'm sorry. Import. Then here that would be check out payment, and the module will be dot slash payments slash checkout payments. Okay, and here we'll do this checkout payment, and it will receive the two things. Look here, checkout form, and here we'll actually pass the two things. Firstly, we'll pass the price. The price will be the price of above, so this is the price, and then we'll pass the cart item, and that would be this cart item. Okay, so I think this page is done. If you have this page, then you can simply go back to the checkout page, and here you will have to design the page. So this page will be similar like this. Look, if you go to the checkout page, checkout form page is similar like this. We will have a form with an ID and this simple designing. Okay, so let's design this page first. Checkout page. So this is checkout page, and here at first we'll have a empty fragments, and inside this empty fragment we will have a div with a JSON tag, and here we can just simply apply a JSON tag that is actually the price. It's actually showing the price. So price is not defined because we didn't destructure it. We'll have a price. So now the price is showing amount of price. Let me check out. The amount of price is showing exactly the thing. I hope you understand. Then we will have to design the cart. So this will be a form. You can just copy this actually from here. You will have to copy this form. That would be a payment form, and do it similar way, but let me design it. So after this div we'll have a form, and the action will be no action. Here inside this form we'll have a card elements. So the card elements is there. Is there card elements, or you can see no card elements? So we have to create a card actually, from where you will get actually maybe you can go to the GitHub. So there you can find a card elements. Okay, so how we can just get the card element? Let me just do it manually so that you can understand it properly. So from here we'll call card element. So it's actually not showing. We'll have to import it. So for this actually, from where we are going to import it, you can just import card elements from actually stripe React Stripe.js. So now you can see the card element. Inside this card elements will have some options. Actually that would be some styling. We will have options, or you can just keep it simple with a self closing. Let me go to the GitHub. Maybe there I can just show you. where is actually card elements. So if I would like to show you stripe card elements. Okay, so then you can see web card, payment elements, and card elements. Okay, something like this. Okay, it will be JavaScript stripe examples. Let me check it. Okay, here maybe we'll find that card elements. Look, here is actually the thing style. We'll have to style this way, but for now in this card actually we'll define a option, and inside this option we'll have another curly braces, and then we'll define some styling. This styling will have the similar thing that is there. We'll have base color and invalid something like this. You can just copy these and use it, but for now actually I will use my thing. So you can see here is actually base color. The font will be 16 pixels, the color will be this way, and the placeholder will be something like this. So if you do this, let me go back. Look, the card is automatically created when you are just including a card element. So this is actually rendering this card actually. So if you have this card, then you will have to add a pay button. So that's why here after this card element we will have a button. This button will be pay, and here we will define the type. The type will be submit, and we will just disable this button. When it will be disabled, we'll disable this button. Actually you can just check it on here. So the button will be disabled when actually loading and happens, or actually is this is the thing you will have to define these. Okay, you can just disable by this way when is loading happening. So at first we can do condition. We'll have check if the loading is happening or not stripe. So where is the stripe? We'll define const stripe. So const stripe equal, we will use a stripe hook. So this is use a stripe hook. Then we'll check if not stripe, if the hook is not there, and finally we'll have not client secret. So here we'll check not client secret. We didn't have any define any client secret yet, but we'll just do it a little bit. Let me just define these all of this stuff. Okay, so this button will be disabled, and you can show the message something like this. You can show any error message. Here is the thing, I would like to show the two messages. So when the success will happen, it will show a message, and when succeeded not shown, then show a message. Okay, we will just do this two things, but we'll have to define it at the top after this React.js. So let's do that. We'll have to define another thing. So here we will check at the top. Look, we'll have to use elements, then we'll have to define message and other stuff. But let me define these elements. We will call it use elements after these actually. Then here we also would like to define the URL. So the URL will be, here we'll have a specific URL, and that would be on the specific page. So that would be on the payment info. We'll have localhost. So that URL will be localhost slash, here that would be payment info route slash, and here something like this, we'll have cart item or something like this. So this URL will be HTTPS. Okay, that would be the path. So we'll hit this payment info route. So you can just check this route on index.js. I am not memorizing it, actually it will go to there, and if you check payment info, then you can see this payment info, and then you actually adding a query. So this is, look here, we are defining query. So this is query, and that is actually class id. So this is a query, so that we defined it here actually, query, and we will querying these two things. Okay, I hope you understand. After this, actually we will import execute secure, will import execute secure, use execute secure from there. Then we will also need to define a users. So we need to define the current users. Let me import it from the hooks folder. Then we'll define client a use state hook. So that is actually client secret equal set client secret. This is a use state hook. After then we will define a use state hook for the succeed and set succeed, and it would be a empty string. So this is a empty string. After this we'll have to define another use state. It's actually some use state, so not be confused. It's, look, this is use state hook, this is use state hook, and three use state hook. It's actually getting from a hook that is use user hook. This is from use secure, use execute secure hook. This is actually from stripe, and we are actually defining the url so that we can redirect it. And finally we will have to define a cart, and that would be use cart. Okay, so all the use state hook is defined. Now here what you will have to do, if you check here, look, you will have a use effect hook. But before that we'll have to include this stuff actually inside this use effect hook. But before that, what I will do, I will check if the pricing is greater than less than 0. So if the pricing is less than 0 and not price, sorry, it will be var not price, not price, and we'll also destructure the cart item from here. So let me destructure it. Okay, so we will just navigate to the return, and we'll return to the dashboard my select page. Okay, so we'll return to the dashboard slash my select and replace it. Otherwise, if it's not happened, then we will get use effect hook. So use effect hook, that will receive a empty dependency right now, and here we'll have a function. Inside this function, look here, we'll have to include all of these things. We'll have to include not stripe return, then this client secret, then clients not client secret return. All of this stuff we will have to include it. But before that, at first let me get the cart data. So that's why here we will include execute secure, then we will define get items, then here we'll define cart page. So that would be something like this. We'll have slash, sorry, we'll have slash cart slash current users email, then we'll have a then block, we'll have a catch block. Here we'll have error, then we'll console log the error, clg error. Okay, and inside this then block, what you will do, inside this then block we will define class id. So the class id will be, okay, we need to define the res functions, sorry for this. Here will be res, then we'll actually include this. Okay, so we'll get res.data from the function, and then we'll have to define it set cart, and we'll pass this class id. Sorry, we'll copy this and paste it here. So right now let me check it. It's actually not defined. So use state hook is not defined. Let me define it. Use state. Okay, so everything is fine. There is some error, yeah, some issues, but we will fix that. But before that, let me get the set card. So clg card. So if you try to get the card here, look, we will have two items and the total prices will have, you can see that two items is there. Okay, so we are getting the card. If we're getting the card, we can also define the, we can also define an use state hook. So that would be the same way. Sorry, here we will have use effect hook, then we will have empty dependency, then here we'll also define a arrow function, then we will call execute secure, then it will be post method, then we will call the post, that would be slash payment. So this is will be payment intent. Where is the payment intent? Payment info, create payment intent. So this is the route, we'll include this here. Then we'll have to pass it. Look, this actually receive a price, so that's why we'll have to pass the prices from here. Curly braces, price equal price. Make sure the spelling is perfect. So this is price and I'm just defining price, and the price we receive at the top. So this is price equal price. Then we'll have a then block, then we'll have rates, we'll have to set it curly braces, then we'll define set client secret, and we'll get, okay, before that let me try it. Let me get the response dot data from here. So at first let me check it. But you actually not get anything. Why actually not get anything? Already token is expire and others error. It's actually not getting anything on the sub 32 number lines because we didn't hit the specific route. So let me just set it. We will just explore it a little bit later. What we will do, we'll define this and then we can just keep it there so that we can just check it later. Okay, right now we'll have to define a handle submit function on this. So on this actually from, so we'll define on submit, then here we'll define handle submit. Okay, and we will include this at the top. Maybe after here we'll have to define const handle submit, so that would be receive and events. So this handle submit will define at first, it will be received an event and it will be a async function. Then at first it will be defined set message, that is at the above set message is empty. Then we will define event prevent default, then we will check all of this stuff that is there. Actually we will check this is if not stripe, we will return it. We can just check this, if not stripe, return it, and we'll just check it if no elements, so that would be elements, also return it. Okay, after then here you can see we'll have to define, we already have, we have to define a card. So as we are using card, so we'll have to define a card. So how you can just do it, So to do it, we'll define const card equal, we'll have elements dot get elements, and that will be card elements. So this is actually card element. After then we'll check if card is equal null, then we will also return. Otherwise, let me format this code a little bit. Otherwise, here what you will receive, actually you will receive, you will have to create a payment method. So how you can just create a payment method? Yeah, look here, this actually not for the card payments. Maybe we can just explore where is the card payments, payment link, create a payment link, checkout. The same way, actually we will have to define a card. So how you can we'll have to define, let me check it how we can just do it. Here we can simply const, and we will have to define, yeah, wait, then we'll call stripe dot create payment method. Then here we'll have to pass the type. The type will be card, and this card will be card. Okay, something like this. Let me do it again. Const, here that would be, yeah, wait, then stripe dot create a payment method. Then we will have a curly braces, then type will be card, and then by default it will be card payments. Okay, so these two things is there, and we'll destructure it error and payment intent. Sorry, we'll destructure payment method. Okay, so after this we'll check if any error happens. We'll check if error, then we will do something. We'll console log the error, and then we'll set message, so that would be error dot message. Otherwise we'll have to do something, so that is we can just console log the payment intent. Let me make it on. We will check this payment method, and this payment method will be payment method. Okay, so let's check it if it's working or not. We can just try with stripe test card. So here's some test card. Let me copy it, let me paste it here. Let me define a future date, that will be 26 CVC. Okay, let me hit this pay button. The token is expired, so you can see the users is not there. We'll have to log in again. The token expires after 1 hour, so that's why it's actually not working. Yeah, dashboard, it's loading. Go back. Is there any occurs happened? Yeah, the server is not loading, so it's crashed. Let me run again. npm start. Okay, then select checkout. We'll pass a payment card 25 onto 3 onto 345. If I click this pay, then you can see we're receiving a payment method. If you have received this actually and there is no error, if you have received this, then the next task is you have to make sure here after this, actually after this we'll define confirmation. So that would be, so right now we have to make a payment confirmation. So that's why what we will do here, we will define const and we'll define curly braces. Here we will have to use await as we just define async at the top, and then we will call a stripe, then confirm payment method. So confirm payment, actually that is actually confirm card payment. So this is confirm card payment. It will receive a client secret at first. So here we'll define client secret, then we'll pass a objects, and in these objects we will have payment method, and this payment method will receive another object. So first one will be card, and this card will be all card details that will get. So this will be card details, and here we'll have billing address or billing details, something like this. If you check here billing details, we'll define the name will be current username dot name. So current username is at the top. You can see here we're getting current user from a use hook. Okay, so then we'll have receive an email. We can use optional chaining here. So that would be when there is no name, we can define it as a unknown or something like there, and when the email is not there, then we will define that would be anonymous, something like this. So this is fine. Okay, and at the point here we will receive payment intent. Look here, it's suggesting payment intent, and we will receive a error. So as we define the error at the top, here we can rename it as a confirm error or something like this. Okay, so let's try to get what we're getting. At first here we will check if and else clock. If there is a confirm error, then we will show a console log or something else. Let me show a console log, and this time here we'll define the error in a third brackets. So why actually? So that we can understand this error is difference and this error. Here we can name it confirm error or something like this, and then we will catch the confirm error. Otherwise, if there is no error, we will go to the else block, and here we can just console log the payment intent. So here we will just console log clg console log, and here we will get payment intent, something like this. Okay, so let's try to catch it. So at this point, let me log in again. So I am starting a new day here at first to log in, so that the token is already expired, so I have to log in again, and then we will try to get payment. So login again, we will go to dashboard. Here we'll go to my selected. From there we will have to check out, we'll have to provide our card. So it's type test card. We're getting some test cards. Okay, at the top here you will have a huge number of test card. Let me inspect, and here I just clear all the console. We will paste the card number here. We will add a featured date, then a CVC and a zip code here. And what if I just hit this pay button? Look, we are getting a payment method, and we obviously get a payment intent from the line number 78. So that means here is the 78 number line. I hope you understand how we are getting this payment intent. If you get the payment intent here, you will define some logic and show what if you will do when the payment is successful. You get payment intent, that means the payment is successful. So you can just check it from your Stripe dashboard. Let me go there. Okay, this is demo, and if you go to the API keys, then here overview, payments, and right now look here, it's on $70, and this is successful, and it's on this time. Okay, so this payment is successful. I hope you understand how it's going. Okay, So you can see these details who paid here actually. Look, this payment is successful, fees is $5 here. You can see the user who paid and the postal code, the countries of the origin. And here you can see we are using Visa card. If you check here, this is Visa, and obviously this is Visa credit card, and all the details you will get there. And this payment is successful. That means the person paid. Okay, so if the person paid, what we will do? We will have to check this way. Let me check here. When the payment intent is there, what we'll get actually here, you can see we will have a status code. So where is the status code? So this is a status, so we will do a status filtering. So that's why, let me close this stuff. Here we'll check if payment intent dot status code, and that will be equal here succeed. If this is succeed, then we will do some stuff. So at the beginning we will get the transaction ID. So what we will do, we'll define const transaction ID. So here that would be transaction ID. Then we will have a payment intent ID. So payment intent dot ID. Okay, so you will get this here. Actually, I don't memorize anything. You can see here you are receiving an ID. This ID is this ID. We will define this ID on this transaction ID. Okay, after then we will have a define a payment method. So that would be something like this. Here we will have payment method, that is payment intent dot payment method. After then we will have a amount. So how many amounts that are paid, that will be payment amount. And if you check here, obviously you will get the amounts. So let me get, this is currency US dollars, and this is the amount, and this amount is multiplied by 100. So that's why here we will do a little thing, we will divide it by 100. Stripe provide any value multiple by 100. So that's why we will divide it by 100. After then we will just make some fields. We can just get currency, and all these values are getting from here. Actually, I hope you understand. Look, here is the currencies. This is US dollar. We are just defining some data so that we can create an object and we can pass this data to the server. Okay, so that's our goal actually. So after this currency, what we will do, we will check the payment status. Here the payment status will be intent dot payment status. Let me check where is the payment status. The payment status is obviously this is status, actually succeed status. So if this is succeed status, after then the next one is we will capture the name. So that would be const username, and that would be current user. Then we will have a name field. Then we will have a email, user email, that will be current user email. Okay, now we'll create a object. So here we'll define a data. So this will be the name of the variable, and here we'll make a objects. So how we make a objects, at first we'll copy this value, and here the transaction ID will be this transaction ID. As we're using ES6 versions of JavaScript, then we don't need to define it twice. Actually, we can keep it simply this. Okay, then we will just define this, copy paste it here, a comma, then amount. We are creating an object actually. Okay, then the currency, payment status, username, and user email. And here we will additionally add something that is actually class ID. The class ID or classes ID will be from cart item. So where is actually cart item? Here you can see the cart item is actually here. The cart item is here. We will get this cart item. and here we'll define cart item. If this cart item have, then we'll define it inside here cart item, otherwise we'll use the cart. Okay, so that is the task. We will check if the cart item happens, then we'll keep it here, otherwise we will just define the cart. Okay, after then we will have a date filtering. So if you want to filter by date, so here you can keep a date, and that would be new date, and this will make a field that is a date. So if you want to console log this data, let me just console log this data, and what we will get. So let me try again. If I click this, then a Axios error. Okay, this is for a Axios error, and here you can see a console log that is actually the amount class id. Look, we have two products, so that's why two product id is capturing here. Currencies, this is the date that we defined, then payment method, payment status, transaction id, user email, username. So all the things are capturing from here. Okay, so we don't need this, so I just comment out that. After then what we will do, we will have to fetch it. So that's why we will fetch it, and we will define it to this field where is we will capture this. Okay, so we will define this, we will target this, and this route, actually payment info route, and then we will just pass the data here. So for this, what we will do, we can simply let me close all of this unnecessary stuff that is there. So here on this checkout.payments, checkout payments.j6, what we will do, we will call the fetch function, sorry, fetch method, and here we will have to define a url first. This url we already define it when we will have, then we will hit this url. So that is actually localhost, define localhost slash payment info. This payment info, actually this payment info, this is the route, and then we will define a question mark. That means we are using a custom query here. So the query will be either cart item or class id. Okay, so that is the thing. Look here, this is class id, and this is user email. Either it will be a user email, you can see, or cart item. Okay, so that's two query we're receiving. So that's why when you define any specific query, you have to use a question mark at the top. Okay, so we'll pass this url on this page, and then we will have to define what we will pass. So we will pass actually some data. So that's why here we will have a method. We need to define a method. The method will be the post method. After then we will have to define the headers. So headers will be something like, we will have to define parentheses, and here there will be content type application slash json, and after then here we'll have authorization. So the authorization will be a token barrier, so that would be barrier, and here we'll have a template string that will be local storage dot get item, and here we will have to define the token name what we defined before. So the token name that we define, will have to just pass it here. Where you can get actually the token name, let me check it on the hook. Maybe we can define it on Axios is secure hook. Here this is actually the token name. We will copy this name and keep it here. Let me copy it properly. Okay, so this is the token. So the authorization header is done. Then we'll have to define body. Then here we will define json dot stringify, and then inside this we'll pass this data. So the data is above. Okay, so after this we'll have a then block that would be a response we will have to convert it to JSON format. So response.json, and we will call it. After then actually we will have a catch block that will receive an error. The error will be simply, let me console log the error. Okay, something like this. But here we can additionally do a little task. We can convert this to a JSON format, and we can obviously keep another then block. So that would be something like this. We'll have a response, and that would be curly braces. We can console log this response. Okay, let me check it. Which response we will get when we just try to hit clear it. Okay, so unauthorized access. Let me go back. Let me check if the token is there. Applications. So a token is there. Okay, so if the token is there, let me just log in so that we can just understand it properly. I'm just generating a token. Go to dashboard, then my selected. Let me inspect it. So user template, that means user is available. Then let me click checkout. We'll have to pay the test card. So where is the test card? Let me try with MasterCard. Here we'll pass it. Then we'll have a future date, that would be 26. Okay, now I just clear everything and pay this. Click button. So payment intent, here we're receiving a payments request. So results, actually that is actually on the line number 111. So that is from this response. Okay, this response is this response, and here you can see deleted results, acknowledge true, enrollments, payments results, and update results. So if you have, then you can just do some conditional thing here. So at first what we can do, we can check if, and here we'll define response dot what we will have deleted results. So that would be deleted results dot deleted count. So here actually you can see deleted results dot deleted count. This deleted count will be this deleted count, and we'll check if the deleted count is 0. And here we'll define a add condition, and we'll define res dot payment results. So the payment result is where is here, this is payment results. We'll copy it and paste it here. Then we will have to define inserted id, that will be give inserted id, and finally if we will have updated count, so updated results, so that would be simply, let me define this on, this is updated results. We'll have to copy it, then keep it there. Then okay, here we'll have first define res dot updated results, and finally we will have modify count, modified it count. So this is modified it count. Sorry, here we will have to include it, and that is greater than 0. So if you have this condition, then you can simply do something. We can just define set success. So set succeed true, set succeed, that would be true, or you can just define a condition here. So that would be payment successful. You can just define here payment successful, and that would be you have access now. Okay, this says succeed is, where is the set succeed? Okay, this is the user state hook. So if this set succeed is successful, then you will print the set succeed here. Okay, so I think this is okay. And here we can additionally condition here, if there is an else, if the payment is not successful or fulfilled, you can just show an error. Then you can just define succeed, and this would be payment failed. Okay, and we can conditionally define here, please try again. Okay, let's check it. If the alert is showing, we will try it again. Click here, it's working. Look, the payments failed, Actually, why? Actually, the payment is failed because deleted count 0. Okay, fine. This condition ID will have true. Why? Actually, maybe we deleted, that's why it's actually deleted. So let me try again. Okay, when deleted, look, here is no classes. The classes has gone. So let me try again. We'll go back to the projects. Here we'll have to add to cart this item. Let me wait. Why it's not added? Okay, successfully added. Now we'll just pay the dollar for $50, and here my selected one items. We can click this checkout. Here we'll have to define the payment cards. Now we will define this payment card, that would be MasterCard. And right now if you check here, look, the last payment is 170, and this $50 is incomplete because we are processing it. Okay, let me keep it here. Future date, so that would be 28. Look here, this is actually, sorry, this is actually incomplete, so let me complete it. Okay, then, okay, 5 code, and if you click this, no save, and payment successful, and you can access this class. The alert is showing. You can just make it an alert and redirect it, it's up to you. And if this alert is showing, then you can see here and refresh this, then you can see the payment is now successful. And if you check here, you can see this is actually succeed. Okay, and everything is fine. You can see everything is working properly. Okay, so that's why I hope you just understand how you can just show it. But here, if you want to, when the payment is succeed, you can just navigate to the classes. So here we can just call navigate, and here you can just pass it to a specific navigation page. So that would be maybe where we can just define something like this. Let me check it, the router page, and we can navigate is to the enroll class page. So we will have to define something like this, and that would be actually this way. We will have dashboard slash navigate. Okay, okay, so if we do this, let me check it. So maybe this class is removed. Let me try it with again. So sorry, here we'll have to classes, and this time we will just click this on wait. So added dashboard, my selected. So the dollar is $90. Here we'll have to pass the test card. Can we just try it this? Okay, discover card. So let me go back to the payments. Here we'll have to paste it, then any future date, CBC. Okay, then pay it, no thanks, successful. After successful, it's actually not redirecting. Why? I can't understand, but it should redirect. Okay, okay, here is the mistake. Okay, now I think it will redirect. Let me try again. Classes, from where we would like to do, we'll click here, already enrolled. So yes, it's already enrolled. Let me try to do with this card, successfully added, select payment, process payments, paste the card number, future date. Okay, now pay, no thanks, successfully paid, and it's not redirecting. Why? Actually, okay, it should redirect, but why actually not redirecting? I can't understand it. Is there anything wrong? Okay, we can use this way. Sorry, I'm sorry, I cannot show you why. Actually, maybe there is any external alert, so that's why it's not redirecting, but you can just manually just do that. So if you have this done, then the next option is you have to show the uh, payment history. So we'll design the payment history page right now. So for this, we have to design this page. Let me close this on, and we have already created all of the stuff. So that's why we directly go to my payment history and we will design this page. Okay, so to do this, at first here we'll need some hook. So that would be at first exuse fetch hook. So that would be from use exuse. So it's actually not suggesting. Let me open the hooks. Use exuse face. Okay, now maybe it will show exuse face hook. After then we will have exuse secure. So const exuse secure, that would be use exuse secure. It's actually not suggesting why. Okay, let me open it. Exuse secure. Then we will have current users. That would be use user hook, that is this on user hook, and we'll get current user. Okay, after then we'll have to define some use state. So that's why here with the we have the use state of payments set payments, and that would be use state hook. So use state, and this will be a array. Then we'll define loading. So that would be loading set loading, and the loading will be true. Here we'll have other stuff. We'll have pagination. So for the pagination actually, so we can just define the pagination, and it's actually a use state pagination payment and set pagination payment, that is use state and empty array. After then we'll have a total item const total item. So that would be payments dot length. Okay, after then we'll have a another use state hook. So that would be page set page 1. After then we will have a to calculate the total page. So let total page, so that would be math dot seal. Here we'll have to define total item by 5. Okay, then we will have total items per page. So that would be items per page. So that would be 5 items per page. Okay, and then we will have to define a function. So that would be const handle change. So this change will be receive a event and a value. This will be a function, and here we'll define set page with a value. Okay, so that is the thing. After then we will have to define a use effect hook. So use effect, here we will have a function, arrow function, curly braces, and after then we'll have a empty dependency. Inside these curly braces, what we will do, we'll define last index. So const last index, so that will be page into item per page. Okay, after then we'll define const first index, will minus it from the last index minus items per page. So that is the condition. After then we will define current items. So that would be current items. So the current items will be payments, and then we'll apply slice method, and here we'll pass first index comma last index. Okay, so this is current items, and after then we will define set paginated payments, so that would be current items. Okay, so that is the use state hook, and here we will pass a dependency that would be when page is rendering and payments is rendering, it will show render again. Okay, so after this use is effect hook, we'll have to call another use effect, so that would be another use effect, and here we'll have a empty dependency anonymous function, and we will obviously call the execute secure, so execute face, and here we will have to define uh execute face dot get method, and here we will define a route, so that would be actually payment history route. So where is the payment history route? We'll have to go to index.js from the backend, and here if you scroll a little bit, you can see the payment history by email. We need these actually, so we'll copy this route and keep it inside here. So instead of this email, what we will do, we'll have to use dynamically, so that would be current user, then we'll define email. Okay, then we'll have a then that will be a response, and then we will have something like this, and finally we will have a catch. The catch will be a error, and that would be clg console log error. Okay, so in this actually we can just formatting it. So in this actually what we can do, we can just define set payments, and we'll pass res.data. After then what we will do, we'll define set loading false. Okay, so that is the thing. Here we will define the dependency that would be current email, current user dot email. Okay, and finally we will get calculate the total amount, so that's why here we need to define const total paid amount. So total paid amount, so that would be, we'll just apply payments dot reduce, and here we'll have a accumulator function, so that is acc, and then we'll have current value, so that is curr, then it will be a function, arrow function, and here we calculate accumulator plus current value dot amount, and finally we will have the initial value, so that is the total amounts, and here we can just show a loading. So if loading, then we can just return a new div, so return a new div, something like this. So it's loading, you can just define a simple paragraph, you can just define your own loading, it's no matter. So if you have, then you have to design the thing, all the stuff is done, just you have to design this div. Okay, so at first let me check what is there. We'll have to log in, or let me go to dashboard and payment history, maybe any selected items is there. Okay, log out, yes, log out, and try to log in again, user next mail to, and I forget the password. Okay, let me create another user, so users, and maybe we can just define the password 123456. Okay, we'll have to create an account, so sign up here, users 3, email password will be user3 hash 12345 6. We will use these on here. Then I just hit register. Okay, we'll have to define number, photo, email, address. Okay, register. I forget the previous login of the main website, so that's why I have to just log in again. It's still loading. I cannot understand. Let me refresh it. Okay, so here let me select this. So error. Let me refresh. Select this on. Okay, login is actually not perfectly happened. So let me log in again. So that is the password. That would be user email3. Let me log in. Okay, so now it will work actually. Click this selected items. So let me go to dashboard, selected items, and here we'll obviously check out using a test card. Let me do it. Pay, no thanks, successful. Then let me go to my enroll. So this is my enrolled, and here you check the payment history. Then you can see on payment the amount is here and the date items is here. We'll have to design this type of thing. Okay, so this is very simple. What we will do, we will have to define look here. At the top we will have this type of thing. We will have a username, then payment history page, and this type of text. So you can easily design this type of text, so I don't spend much time on that. So here this is a div. Here we can just design a new div, then we'll have a paragraph, other stuff, and then this is the thing. So if you do this, let me check, this thing is done. Then we'll have to make this table. So for this actually I will have to show this section. So let me add table here. Okay, then we'll take a div. Inside this div we'll have another div, and in this div we will have this text. Okay, let me show. Here we'll have this text. So this text will, to include this text, we can just define to h1 tag, or you can just customize it. Maybe we can use paragraph. So this is p and this is another p, and here we'll define payment length. The payment length that is calculated at the top here. Actually you can see the total items, that is payment length, so that we are defining is here. Okay, let me check here. You can see total paid amount using this Gmail account, that is actually at on $550. So we can just define a dollar sign. So now we can see it's actually 5 payments. So if you check the payments page, there you will find total succeed amounts, 1 succeed, 2 succeed, and other succeed will be there. Next page, look, here is the succeed, and total succeed amount is 7 items. And look here actually. So I think you understand actually how this is showing. Okay, so after then you will have to design a table. So for this you can just copy the table from the checkout. So here you can just from the selected classes, here you can see you will have a table. So you can just copy this whole table and just customize it. You can simply just copy that table, or let me just do it for you. Here what we'll do, after this div we'll take another div, then we will have another div. Inside this div we need to define. Okay, it's your text. I don't show you actually. Let me just show you very simply how you can just do it. Here actually the thing is that you will call paid payments, then you will have to define map, then you will have to receive something. You will receive two things: firstly payment, and then secondly index. I just define it idx, that means index, and it will be something like this. We'll define a parenthesis, then here we will have tr, and inside this tr at first we will have a td. You will have to design this. I actually don't spend much time. At first it will be uh here you will calculate. Maybe let me check it what is there here. Actually the number, so we can just simply define index number. Let me check. So it's a start from 0, so here you can simply do it +1. Okay, +1. So if you do this, then it will start from 1. After then you will have to show the amount, so that is very simply you will have to define td. The amount will be payments, payment dot amount. হ্যাঁ মামি বলেন। না না, ব্যস্ত না, বলেন। এই পড়ছিলাম। আমি হচ্ছে তো হাজামপাড়ায়, আপনি কনে? হাজামপাড়া। ও কেন, শিশু মঙ্গলে কেন? ও তা কি আসবো না, আপনি আসতে পারবেন? আচ্ছা আসছি তাহলে। আমি তাহলে শিশু মঙ্গল, আমার আপনার ওইখান থেকে 30 টাকা ভাড়া, ওই যে 20-30 মিনিট লাগবে। কোন জায়গায় বললেন এটা? সার্কিট হাউসের? আচ্ছা সে সার্কিট হাউসে আসলেই তো হচ্ছে, তাই না? আচ্ছা ঠিক আছে, আমি এসে কল দিচ্ছি, আপনি দাঁড়ান একটু। So here you can just define $sign, and I think you will have to design a little bit. So that's why what you can do, you can just design on this class. So here you can apply some classes, then you will define payment length and other stuff. You can just take another td, and that would be payments class id, then length or something like this. Look here, so it's this on, or you can simply define class id. Let me check what is the class id. Yeah, you can see the transaction id actually there. Okay, and finally you can just define the month. So that would be your task. I think you have understands how we are just doing this type of stuff here. Okay, and this is similar to like this. I hope you can understand it. The design is the same here, that is the design you can just follow. So here if you check, we will have to make a table, this table, and then we will have a table head, then we will have a table body. Inside the table body we will have this stuff. Okay, so this time actually look, we will have this page and you have to modify this design. Actually it's nothing important. Actually you can do that. I hope you will take a table and you can just make your own design, but I will just show you the IDs, and this is the actually transaction ID that we are showing here. Okay, next we will design this apply for instructor and the enrollment page. Okay, my enrolled classes page, and that is similar to here. Actually if you just let me check here. Okay, okay, here you can see we will make all our course, we'll keep our course here actually, and here will be a view button. So we'll design this page right now. So for this actually the same process, we will have to go to, let me close all of this stuff. I will keep this index.js here, and then what we will do, we will take we'll have to go to the students, and inside this students here you can see enrolled folder and enrolled classes. Here we will have to design this page, and that is the same thing. At first we will define some user state hook, so that would be const, and here I hope you already know how you can just define user state, and it would be maybe a arrow, sorry, array, and here we will define data and set data. Okay, so this is our first user state. Then we need all of this stuff. We need the page and set page. So here we will define page and set page. Then we just We can just copy it from maybe payment history page. So let me check it. We'll have to do the similar functionality. We'll have a paginate and other stuff. So maybe we can just write that. It will take a little time actually. So at first we will have paginate data. I actually don't like to show you the thing. Actually, I don't show you the pagination. I hope you understand it from the payment history page and my selected page. Here is the same pagination, but here I would not like to show you. I just show you how you can just render the data here. So to render this data, actually what you have to do, let me define a user state hook. I just remove that so that I can just skip a little bit. I just want to show you how you can just render data. Okay, use effect, and then here we will have a arrow function, curly braces, and after this end we will have a dependency. Inside here we will have to call execute secure. So that's why we need const execute secure, and that would be use execute secure hook. Okay, we're just getting this hook from hooks slash use secure hook. Okay, so we'll call this execute secure hook, and then we want to get data. So that's why we'll have to define get method, and then we will have a path here. So this path will be from index.js. Here if you scroll a little bit, look this enrolled route, and here we'll have enrolled classes or something like this. We need to focus on these actually. If you just expand it, look, we will have enrolled class using email, so that specific users will have this a specific route access. So we'll target this. We can simply copy this and we'll paste it here. Okay, so if you do this, then we'll have a response. We'll have simply something like this, and finally we'll have a catch block, and that will capture a error, and that would be console log error, and inside here we can simply define error. Okay, at the end we will have something like this, and here instead of the hard-coded email we will have to pass the email. So that's why how you can just do it, you have to get the current users from use user hook. So that would be from use user hook, and we'll destructure current user. Okay, so we'll get this current users and we'll replace it from here. So that's why we'll have something like this, current users, and we'll check it optional checking, and then here will be email. Okay, so if you do this now, here on this then block, you can see here on this, you can see res, we need to capture the response, and we'll set it to the data, set data. So that would be set data, and we'll get it res.data. And then if you want to show loading or other stuff, you can just do that, but I just ignore that. Okay, so this time what you will do, we'll have to design this page. This design page will be something like this. We will have a cart. Okay, so let's make this. I don't keep it anything, so I directly just show you here. Let me define a JSON tag, and I just show you this is enrolled classes. Okay, we can just define some classes. That would be text to Excel, then my maybe 6. Okay, something like this. Let me check. Enrolled classes my6. Okay, so now we need to design this type of card. This type of card, we will design this card. Let's do this. So for this we will have a parenthesis, but before that let me keep it inside a div. Inside this div we will have parenthesis, and we'll call the data map method. Then we will have to get Every time we will get an id or item, we will get an item, and then we'll get a index number, then we'll have a arrow, we'll have a parenthesis. Inside this parenthesis we will have an image. At first we will have a image tag. Here, instead of hard-coded images, we'll pass item dot classes dot image. Okay, let me check if it's showing or not. Yeah, you can see all the enrolled classes images are showing here. So we need to style it. So for this, actually we will apply some css on this class. So that would be half of the width. So this is 50% of the width, then w full, then on small devices it will be height full, and on small devices it will be half, and object cover. This is the classes. So you can see right now the images have the same width. So if you have the same width, then we need to define another div here. After this, we need to define a div. Let me take a div, or we can keep it inside a div so that it will be something like this. Okay, we'll have to apply key props. So that would be simply key will be index. Okay, so we can apply some css on this div. So the css will be class name, and here we'll apply busy white, then we will apply shadow md, then we'll have to apply height. So that would be is 96. Then we will have to define mx3 rounded 3xl, then flex by default call, that means column. Then we'll have justify round, justify around. After then we'll have item center, then overflow will be hidden, and on small devices, actually on small devices we will have flex grow, then we will have on small devices with height will be is 52, and on small devices width will be 3 by 5, something like this. Let me check it. Here you can see this. Okay, now we need to position it. So that's why here on this div we will apply grid, then we will apply on medium devices we will have grid calls 2, and by default gap will be 2, by default grid calls will be 1, and on large devices maybe grid calls will be 5 or 6 or 4. Okay, let me check it. Here is something like this. We can make it maybe 3. So 3 item is showing here, something like this. As the width is a large scan, I just showing it on large, very large scan, so that's why it's showing something like this. You have to design it fully. Okay, then if you have the images, then you can show the other stuff. Now this point will just take this class, and here we'll apply some classes. The class name, here we'll apply those classes. Let me format this code, and then what we will do, we will have to apply another div. We will have to take another div inside this div. So style is depend on your thinking. You have to do it by your own. Here we will have a h1 tag, and we would like to show you the class name here. So for this, that would be what we can just show it. Let me check it. We will have a this is the name of the classes, so that would be something like item dot class name. So that would be items class name. So let me check if the class name is showing. Yeah, this is the class name. Then we'll have to show the instructor name. So for this, we can take a p tag, and here we'll have to show instructor name. So that would be item classes instructor name. Then you can see this is the instructor name. If you want to add other stuff, you can do that. And after then, what you can do, okay, let me do it something like this. So for this, actually here we'll have two things. This is image and this is the div, and here we'll have to define styling. How we can just define styling? Maybe we can just define flex row. Let me define it on medium devices. Flex row, something like this. Okay, now you can see it's showing side by side. We need some gap here, so we can just define gap maybe 6. Okay, so the must gap, if you want, okay, something like this. Must gap is there right now. I think this styling is there, and we need the pricing and the button. I just don't show the yeah, whole styling. You have to do that, but I want to like to show you the pricing and the button. So for this, actually what you have to do, let me just show you here inside this div. After this, actually after this div, let me take a new div, and here we'll have a paragraph tag. So that would be for pricing. So that would be item dot classes, and dot will have price. Okay, then let me check where is the pricing. So this is the pricing. We need to define a dollar sign. So here is the dollar sign. We need some style, so that's why here we will have to apply class name. The class name will be something like this. We will have class name of font bold and text gray 500, and after then we will have a button. This button will be something like this. So if you apply a specific color of button, then you will find the button is there. So we need to apply flex here, so that's why here we will have to apply class name. And what we will do, we'll define flex, then we will define a little gap, so maybe gap 2 or 3. You can see now it's a must gap. You will have to design this. So what if you want to show content, then you will just add a link and you can redirect to a specific course layout where you can show all the course details, but I don't cover that. It's very simple. Here you will just define a link component. So let me show you. Here we will have to define link component and paste it here, and let me import it from React router DOM. And if you define it true, and that would be a dynamic page. So that's why every time we will have something like this. We will create a new route for the single page, single classes. So if you want to just if you ask me to just show you, I just showing it something like this. Here we will have course details. Okay, so this is course detail page .jsx RAFCE, and here we'll have to redirect that page. So let me set up a route for that. So here is the route. We can create a new path here. The path will be something like this. We can apply a new path. So the path will be, that would be maybe course details, or you can just simply define course details, and here we'll have a element. This element will be course detail page. Okay, So if you define this, then here look, we'll have to define the path. The path will be something like this. Okay, let me check. If anyone click this, it will specifically load to a specific page. Let me here, we have to define this way. We'll have a path something like this. Let me fix it. That would be this path. Okay, I think it's now fine. Look, it's a course detail page. When someone click any of this course, you can just show it or with a specific course details page. So let me refresh it first. We have to refresh it and wait until the course is there. Let me, if anyone click here, it will load a specific courses. We can just use this way. We can just simply show it a specific course details. We'll have to modify it actually. Let me go back, refresh this page, or what the error is there. Absolute route, so don't valid. So why it's not valid, we will have something like this. If absolute part, we don't have to remove it. Okay, so go there. Let me click this page. It will just go to a specific code details. So that will be here. I'm just fixing it. Not found. Here we'll have maybe I can check it how we define it. So where you can just actually check it, maybe it's a students or it's dashboard actually. Dashboard layout, where is actually dashboard layout? Let me just define it. Here is the dashboard layout, and maybe we define the path here. The path will be this way. We'll have to define this way. So that would be the thing. Okay, so now I think it will work. Let me go back. Enroll classes, wait, click here. Now a specific code details. Now click these positions, a specific course details. You can just get a specific path, and there you can just show all the course details that is related to here. Actually, you can get by ID. You can get the course by ID, and you can show design it here. But I keep it for simple for you actually. Now we'll move to the apply for instructor. That is something like this. Using here, look, by default it's taking your username and your email. Then you can write something and can submit button to apply for instructor. If you would like to instructor, then you can just fill up this form. Okay, so let's make this actually. So for this, we'll have to close all of this stuff. And for now actually, what we will have apply, and here as an instructor we will have to design this page. So for these actually, what you can do, at first the same thing, we'll have to define current users. How you can find current users? It's from use hook. Okay, so that would be const. We'll have to get use user hook. So it's not getting, that means we'll have to open the use users hook first, then we can get it, use user hook, and we can get current users by params. Okay, by destructuring it. Then we will have a use state hook. So that would be something like this. We'll have use state. Then here we'll actually getting an object, so that's an object sign. We'll define submitted data. We'll define submitted data, and then set that would be set submitted data. It will be capitalized. Okay, after then we'll have loading const. That would be loading, and it would be use state hook. That would be true by default. and here we'll define loading, set loading. Okay, after then we will have execute phase, so that would be const execute fetch, and we will have to call is use execute fetch. Okay, after then what you will have to do, we'll define use state, use effect, use effect. Here we'll have a empty dependency and a anonymous arrow function, curly braces, and inside here what we will do, we'll call execute phase dot get method, and here the path will be let me see the path. So here we'll go to index.js, and here the path will be applied for instructor. So if you check it, you will find here as instructor applied for instructor. So here the path it will be this path. We will capture this path slash enrolled class. Sorry, that is not the thing. We will have to define applied for instructor this path. Actually we will need this path. We will copy this. So let me copy this, and we'll make sure it's here, and here that would be applied for instructor, and here we need to change it by using dynamically by using current users. Then it would be email. Okay, email. Then we will have a then block, then we will have a catch block, that would be error and console dot error, and we will capture the error. Okay, so inside this, actually inside this, then we will have a response. So that would be response. We will just define the response. That would be, we can just define set submitted data, and we'll call it response.data, and we'll make the set loading false. Okay, so that is the thing what we will make there. After then this is okay, and now we can just show it here. So for this we'll check here, we can just define it. We'll have to create a form. We'll have curly braces here. Let me do it properly. Okay, inside here, actually at first we will have to check not submitted data. Let me take a new div. Here I'm just taking a new div. We will have curly braces, and we will check submitted data dot map. Then we will have to define, we can check optional checking here. Then here what we will have, we'll have, so let me capture the data first. Here at first let me console log the data. Okay, inspect, refresh it. Data is not defined, so data is not getting. Why actually? We'll have to check it. Data is not getting. Okay, so if this data reference error not defined. Okay, so if the data is not getting, we will have to do a little task here. At first let me create a form. So if the data is not getting, here we can apply conditionally. So not submitted data, submitted data, and here we'll check by name, and then we'll do a little task. We'll have a div here, and inside this div here we can show no data found or something. Let me check if it's showing no data found and something. Okay, so there is a issues. Let me refresh it. Okay, so data is not found, so that's why it's actually not working. So if the data is not found, we will have to create a form. So I am just copying the form. It's a very simple form, but I think you can simply design it. Okay, let me show it. Let me design it. If I just copy it too much, you will be bored. So that's why what we will do, we'll have to create a form tag, and we don't need the action. Here what you will have, you will have a div. Inside this div we'll have another div, and then we'll define a label tag. This label will for name, and then here we'll define name. Okay, and for the label we'll have a specific class, so that would be class name. Oh sorry, here that would be class name, text gray 500. Okay, after this, after these, actually look what is actually that is there. So we'll have a icon, then a user, something like this. So that's why after this div, actually we'll take another div. Inside this div we'll have a icon, so that would be fi user icon, fi user icon. So user icon is not showing, we'll have to import it. So for this, the import path is that, let me import all the icon from the React icons fi, and here we can simply user, then we can simply show it. We'll have to define some text color, so that would be class name text gray 500. After then we'll have an input, then this input will be by default text type. Here we'll add an id, the id will be name. Then we'll have by default we'll have a default value. This default value will be current users dot name. Okay, then we'll make it disable. By default you cannot enable it, so this would be disable. Then we'll define read only, and finally we'll have some class name, so that would be class name, and we'll apply some classes. And if then at last here we'll just name it, that would be name. Okay, so this is the styling. Let me check it. Look here, by default user set, so the name is setted. So now we'll target the parent div. Here we'll have to apply some classes. We'll define flex here, then item center, and margin top, mtop will be one, something like this. Let me check. So here is the name field is showing, and if you want to flex it, you will have to target the parent div. And here after this label we will target this div and apply these classes, and above the class will make it flex. So that's why here the parent div is this div, will make it flex. So if you do this right now, you can see, is it applying? No, why not? It's applying. Okay, so it's actually, we'll have to include it here, so that would be applying. Now we can see, we can just fix the style simply. What we will do, we can just define it, this div, and we can keep it after this div actually. Okay, and so right now we'll have two div inside here, and we can apply flex here. Then we can just define w full. Okay, so right now I think this is fine, but it's very big. We can just target this div and we can just define a class name, and we can just define w will be half of the full width, and we can define it on medium devices. So if we do this, now you can see it's very small right now. Okay, something fine, but I just want the same design, so I have to copy it actually. So don't worry, what you have to do, I just copy this styling. I am just feel very annoying to make the design perfectly. Okay, I just copy the from and replace this from for you, and here I will just show you. So everything is fine. Just let me check. Here on submit is not, so let me make a on submit functionality here. Const on submit something like this. Motion is not, because we didn't apply motion, so we'll have to remove it. We'll have define remove this transition. We don't need this to define motion here. Actually we're not applying we don't apply the animation right now. We'll do it when our project will be completed. Let me give a little time, I will show you. Okay, so right now refresh it, input, here is the thing. Okay, we'll check it conditionally. Input variance is not defined. Okay, I think everything is removed. Okay, the from is here. You can apply some margin top. So here you can just define some class name that would be my maybe 20 or something like this. Let me check. Yeah, it's much better. So here what you have to do, you have to click here to just submit this form, but before that we'll have to capture the data. So to capture the data, look here, we'll have a on submit function, so we can keep it before here. Actually we will just receive a event here, and at first we will make it event dot prevent default. So event dot prevent default, we'll have to include it at the beginning. Then we'll capture the name, so that would be const name equal, we will have to e dot target dot name dot value. Okay, let me capture clg, and that would be name. Okay, so what if, let me inspect here, check the console. Let me remove all of this stuff, and here when you click the submit, look, the name is this field. Okay, then by the same way we'll have to capture the email field, so that would be email field. Let me check if we're getting the email. Okay, so now right now if you submit, then you will see this is name and this is email, so we're getting it. And there is an error, this actually for refreshing. Okay, we will have to remove that later, but right now we'll capture this input field. So that's why we'll define, look here, we'll have to define const and its experience, and that would be event dot target dot experience field. So if you check here, this is the expense field, this is text area, and the name is expense field. We'll copy it and we'll make it expense, then we will have a value. Okay, so if you just console log the expense field right now, let me check, let me comment out this on, and right now remove everything. Then if you write I want to be an instructor, okay, and if I click submit, then look, this form information is getting. So if you have this informations, you can create a object, so that would be data, and here we will pass name, email, and expenses. So data is created. Now we will have to post it, so that's why execute fetch, then we will define post method, and here the path will be apply as an instructor. So this is the route, we'll hit this route, so hit this route, then we'll have to pass the data. So I'm just getting the data, then we will have a then block, we'll have a response, then we will have something, we can just show console.log, then we can simply show a alert also. Okay, so let's do it. Let me go to this, and here unauthorized, because it's the maybe token expired. Let me try to log in again. So let me login page. I just do the functionality here with a little bit later, but let me just do it. I'm just login to the accounts, then go to dashboard, then apply for instructor, and I want to be an instructor, and let me hit the submit button. Look, successfully applied, and if you click OK, then it's submitted. Okay, so that is the thing we will have to do in this page. If the person is applied for the instructor, let me check it. Go to MongoDB, and then we'll check if it's applied or not. I'm just log into my accounts. Okay, so from here, where we'll go to the browsers collection. Then here you can see a path, maybe we're storing it on, let me check it. This is on applied collection, so let me check the name. So at the top, applied collection, this is applied path. So here we'll have to check. Look, I want to be an instructor. The last person here applied for an instructor, you see that is added. That means you can, if you are an admin, then you can approve, then he will be able to be an instructor. Okay, so that is the thing. I hope you understand. We have completed this task today, and I hope you understand. This is the user dashboard, and in the next day we'll just make the admin dashboard and instructor dashboard, where if anyone is an instructor, she can apply, she can just upload course and admin can approve, then the course will be visible on the website. So that will be the next part. Thank you.